I'm the coach. You're locked into the NFL on EA Sports. We are moments away from kickoff, and we've got a good one on tap between the Carolina Panthers and the New Orleans Saints. With that, let's get over to the Mercedes-Benz Superdome with the call from New Orleans. Here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
First opened back in 1975, there's a look inside the iconic Mercedes-Benz Superdome in downtown New Orleans. This is what it looked like just a moment ago in the heart of New Orleans. Folks, there's no place for this noise to go in the Superdome. It is loud, and these fans are ready for football as their Saints get ready to do battle with the Carolina Panthers. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis with you. We got an NFC South matchup here. Now, this was the best division in football 2 years ago. They sent 3 teams to the playoffs. But last season, the Saints won the division by 6 games. CD, what do you see in 2019?
Remember when this division was the most volatile one in the NFL? Teams would go from worst to first, and we kind of expected it. Well, it can happen again. Bruce Arians now leading Tampa Bay. They will be much improved. New Orleans fighting to win their 3rd straight division title. How about Atlanta? Dan Quinn, their head coach, is taking over more control of his own defense. And last but not least, the Carolina Panthers. It wasn't that long ago they were in the Super Bowl with Cam Newton as their quarterback.
The kicker for the Saints, Will Lutz, has it teed up, and here we go from New Orleans. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Panther offense going to work, and for years under center was number 1, Cam Newton, but he was battling early foot problems, not to mention a shoulder issue. So the reins turned over to this man, Kyle Allen, out of Houston. All he did, first week he was in there, 4 touchdown passes in his season debut to beat the Cardinals in Week 3, and he's looked the part ever since. First carry for Christian McCaffrey, who made his first Pro Bowl last year. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Now Allen off the bootleg. And that's complete to McCaffrey. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
This is something that we expected to see. McCaffrey used out of the backfield. 107 catches in 2018, the most in one season by an NFL running back.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. And the offensive starters for the Panthers.
And what a workhorse is Christian McCaffrey, the running back for the Carolina Panthers, who led his team in rushing and receiving yardage in 2018 and was also the team's leading scorer. How about this? Set an NFL record for catches for a running back with 107. So for an encore, he just wants to get his team back to the playoffs in 2019.
On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. That's to McCaffrey, complete. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line, and that is not near enough. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
So on 4th down, kicking it away here, Michael Pilardi. Deontay Harris deep for New Orleans. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. Drew Brees bringing out the New Orleans Saints offense. We'll get a look at them for the first time. And Drew Brees in Week 11, really good, 28 of 35, 3 touchdowns in the win over Tampa Bay. You think that he's rejuvenated after seeing Teddy Bridgewater play so well?
You think so? 5 straight wins for Teddy Bridgewater, and I think Drew said, the thumb feels just fine because a lot of us were saying, hey, get to the open week and come back after that. That would have necessitated missing one more game before coming back. He wasn't having it. As you know, he's an uber competitor, wants to be on the field leading his team, and now that win over the Bucs in Week 11, 2 wins in 3 games since he's come back to the fold. And he's also found time to multitask. He's coaching flag football teams, 3 of them. And at one point, all 3 were in the semifinals for league championship.
You know everything. I got nothing. Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25.
Watch the screen. Pass. Check 24.
This is Alvin Kamara, who made the Pro Bowl in each of his first 2 NFL seasons. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Right, didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for 3rd down. Shotgun now for Brees. That's complete to his running back, Kamara.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. They create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a 1st down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. Back deep for the Panthers, DJ Moore. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. As the Panthers offense takes the field again here, CD, let's look at where they're at. They're 5-5 right now in the season. I think after that loss to Atlanta in Week 11, tight end Greg Olsen maybe summed it up the best. He said it was just a comedy of terrible football. They did not look good. And Kyle Allen's starting to struggle a little bit. Yeah, and if you are a Panthers fan, you might question the word comedy, because I don't think they laughed at all watching that game. Inconsistent play from the offensive line. The interceptions have gone up. The fumbles have gone up from the quarterback position. And the defense, which was strong during their winning streak, they're having trouble slowing people down right now. They've lost 3 of their last 4, and now they're starting to lose touch with the leaders for the 2 wild cards. They go to New Orleans next, host Washington, and then they're at Atlanta. Yeah, those are going to be the 3 weeks that ultimately decide their fate. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. And he's got the hook up to Moore. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
90, Wolf. Right here. Kill.
Now Allen to throw on 3rd down. And he fires. finds a man. It's McCaffrey. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Here's Allen on 1st and 10. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. 11 yards and a Panther first down.
Well, they obviously read man coverage their partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender, made him
What do you mean by that?
He made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield, and then he curls back inside for the completion.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Give him 10 there, good enough for a Panther first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it could be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They go quickly here out to Moore. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
Ready? 60 outlaw. Check. Watch the before. He can't, man. He's not going to get me. So go.
From the shotgun to McCaffrey. And he'll get 4 here down to the 35-yard line.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
7th play of the drive, forthcoming on 3rd and 8.
Guys, game situation. Let's go. Check 99.
So the shotgun snap to Allen. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Marcus Davenport, the first rounder out of UTSA with a sack.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. It led to a sack, and that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This will be from 56 yards out. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration, now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Here we go.
CD, I want to ask you about the NFC South as the Saints come back out onto the field here.
Okay.
You know, they're 8-2, and That win against Tampa 34-17 in Week 11 just furthered their advantage in the division. They've now got a 3-game lead over Carolina. Is this one all but over?
I think so. But going into the season, didn't we think this would be one of the most competitive divisions in the league? Because I thought Atlanta would press New Orleans first. Carolina, you know, is always good. Tampa was an unknown. But how about this? 3 of the next 4 at home for this New Orleans Saints team. Carolina comes to town, and then they get a revenge game. Because remember, Atlanta jumped them a couple weeks ago in New Orleans. That's on Thanksgiving night in Atlanta. And then at home for a monster game against San Francisco, and another one against Indianapolis.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Gotta do better. Come on, QB, come on.
Breeze leaves this one with Kamara. It'll go as a gain of 7 on the play, and it sets up a 3rd and inches situation.
And after that type of a run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
You're not ready. You're not ready.
He may try and run for this. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. He has enough for the first down on the keeper, a gain of 6.
I do know that owners, when they watch their quarterbacks run with the football, they usually hold their breath because that's the franchise. But when you're getting that kind of a gain, hard to argue against calling it.
Ready. We're waiting. Check. Watch 54. Watch 54.
Here we go.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14.
Luke Kuechly combines speed, intelligence, toughness, puts it all together. It makes plays like one we just saw there. He may not be a big-time blitzer, but, boy, he knows how to pursue straight ahead and make plays in the run game.
54 Mike. Here we go.
Breeze on the draw, gives to Kamara. And it looks like a pickup of 6. That leaves him with 7 yards to go on 3rd down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Off the play fake to Kamara, it's Breeze. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Eric Reed. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. Now, they told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
Carolina getting set to take the field. Well, what do you think? You get the ball off the turnover near the middle of the field. You take a shot here in the first play?
You know I'm big on that. I love when I have great field position. After a turnover, I feel like I might have them a little bit off balance. I prefer to take a shot, but a lot of coaches will tell you you only do it if you trust the guy who's got the football in his hands. Meaning, if it's not there, he won't force it downfield and maybe turn it into an interception. He'll go to the check down, go to a second option, and go ahead and take the play that's in front of him.
Here's Allen to throw it, and his throw is going to be incomplete. The intended receiver there, Ian Thomas, but it'll be 2nd down. But prior to that, he had hit his first 6 passes to start the game, so on a nice little run to begin.
It feels like this offense has carried its dress rehearsal into the game. You know, because you do practice it, you do go through it, and in this case, it is clicking exactly like they drew it up.
McCaffrey. 2nd down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, it's working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
Allen going to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
You absolutely have to have this early on, right? 3rd and short, they elect to throw for it, and that's normal NFL football. They're going to throw on 3rd and short, but you've got to hit it, don't you?
Yeah, in the first quarter, like you said, to set the tone, can't connect there. Here's Michael Pilardi now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now, and I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
So Brees going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their own 24. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And brought in by the tight end Cook. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A pickup of 24. And that's where the play began, the 24-yard line.
Jared Cook is a guy who's been around the NFL. He's been with the Titans, the Rams, the Packers, and the last 2 years in Oakland. Now he makes a move to the Big Easy, where he pairs with Drew Brees and forms a nice little threat.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Here's Brees. He's got his all-pro receiver, Michael Thomas. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down. Speaking of Michael Thomas, 94 catches on the year through Week 11. He's the first receiver ever, Charles, to top the 90 reception mark in his team's first 10 games.
And what makes it even more remarkable is not that he's just an exceptional talent who's worked his way into being one of the top receivers in the league. He's done it with 2 different quarterbacks this year. When Drew Brees got hurt and went out, he connected with Teddy Bridgewater, similar fashion, and put up big numbers. The all-time record is 143, held by Marvin Harrison, and I will guarantee you this, Michael Thomas knows that number.
The throw from Brees into the hands of Smith. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
The Saints spent a 3rd-round pick on Traquan Smith out of UCF in 2018, and what a thrilling season for him. He was the guy that caught the pass from Drew Brees that moved him past Peyton Manning to become the all-time leading passer in NFL history.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now Brees again. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Great coverage there all around. Really didn't have many options to throw the football.
Very little chance that that one was going to be completed. Every receiver was locked up.
They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Here's Kamara, try to run for it. And he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
They had yet to run the ball at all on this drive, but 3rd and short definitely was a great time to dial one up.
Set, 95, 56. Check, block 54, block 54. Come on, D!
On first down, Brees. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. From the gun, it's a run for Kamara. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance in guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory,
in trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. They can't stop Bruce Irvin there as he slips in for the sack.
Well, it's about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. On 4th down, off goes Drew Brees, and on comes the Saints kicker, Will Lutz, for the field goal attempt. And Lutz's kick is good. And that will tie us at 3-3. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
Field goals all we've had so far. 3-3 now as the kick is away. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
so well. Go to something else.
And maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
3-3, a tight one after 1 on EA Sports. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Here's McCaffrey. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. So they get half of what they needed. It'll be 3rd and 6 upcoming.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
The Panthers on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 6. And he finds a man. It's Olsen. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 43.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Get ready.
They'll run with McCaffrey. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. A.J. Klein on the tackle there.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Now a run with McCaffrey. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
The Panthers on third down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 11. From the gun, it's Allen. And they've got the hook up. This is Olsen. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
Yeah, Greg Olsen's back for his 13th NFL season. The last 9 have been in a Panthers uniform. Only 9 games for him a year ago, 7 the season before due to injuries. But when healthy, a 1,000-yard receiver in 2014, 15, and 16.
And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot. And this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2. Was a kicker from that distance, 56, 57 yards. So many things you got to worry about, but I am a little surprised he didn't get it there.
Yeah, with the way kickers are nowadays, we're surprised anything under 65 that it doesn't get at least to the crossbar. But remember this, you have to drive it a little bit lower in order to make that distance, and you also have to be worried about the interior rush that they can get their hands on it. So that's why those stronger kickers nowadays who can pop it up in the air and still travel and carry it, that's who you're looking for.
So the missed 56-yarder, and now the flip side. Good starting field position at the 46 near midfield. They begin on the ground with Kamara. And he'll get across midfield and into Carolina territory. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Watch the screen, watch the screen, watch the screen.
They'll go option on 2nd down, right side. And an alley to run. And he'll get it down to the play to the 37. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Well, if you're going to run the read option, typically, you've got to keep an eye on the defensive end.
And what does that mean? What are you looking for with a defensive end?
Well, you want to play off of what he does. If he collapses inside towards the running back, then you pull it and take it yourself outside in. If he stays outside, you go ahead and leave it with the running back. In this case, pulled it and got good yardage himself.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Kamara out of the pistol. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. On the counter, here's Kamara. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
The Saints on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. Airing it out deep for Smith. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. This from 54 yards away. And this is good. He got just enough to clear the crossbar as he drops it in from long distance. And they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals. It's 6-3. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Get a little closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
On first down, Allen. He'll get this to McCaffrey out of the backfield. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. 14 yards, good for a Panther first down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
From the 34 now, here's first and 10. It's a pickup of 5, brings up second down.
DJ Moore went through some ups and downs his rookie season, but really came on strong late in the year. Finished with 55 catches, the most among Panthers not named Christian McCaffrey. And now with Devin Funchess gone to Indianapolis, he's going to be the true WR1 for the Panthers.
Now a draw play to McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
I know flashy plays, splashy plays, as people like to call them, that attracts a lot of attention. But let's face it, when you're efficient, that can control a ball game. And I love the game plan they've got going right now.
Back-to-back 5-yard gains. Didn't force the ball downfield, picked it up on the ground.
Yeah, offensive line, they're getting it done.
Now a play fake here on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cameron Jordan just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17. Here's Allen. He finds his man, the tight end Olsen. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. So a couple of first downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it.
Here's Michael Pilardi now as he's on to punt for Carolina. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Ready? Yellow lady. 54. Here it comes.
Breeze now on first down. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. Breeze will try again on second down. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete. The Saints on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. From the gun, it's Breeze. And that will be incomplete. I don't know. He had to be pretty quick with his fingers to start and stop after the ball hit the ground. I'm giving him some credit.
Well, I'm thinking about the mental focus, you know?
Yeah.
The mental focus.
Yeah, that's true.
Got to stay with it.
That's true. Here's Thomas Morstead now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. It's a 4-yard return following a punt of 49. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Out comes Christian McCaffrey with the rest of the offense. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way. Lost yardage.
No, for some reason it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you can move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. On the ground, McCaffrey. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. The Panthers on third down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 11. To the air, Allen. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver Moore. And he'll only get this to the 47. He needed a few more yards to pick up the first. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
Receivers love having the reputation of being go-to guys on third down. And he was fighting like he really wanted to have that reputation, didn't he? I mean, he came very close to making that a first down.
Broke the one tackle, but couldn't spring himself free. Here's Michael Pilardi now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
Ready.
So Bree's going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. On the tackle that time, Bruce Irvin.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
On 2nd and 7, Breeze. And this is Cook with the ground. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
It's so important to tackle well against these guys, but you and I both know that's easier said than done. When the guy you're trying to tackle looks like this guy.
And it's usually going to take more than one man to get him down, and it did right there. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. They'll run. This is Kamara. And an alley to run. And he's going to get this inside the 30. It'll be a Saints first down on a gain of 16 yards.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Ready. Yellow waiting. Yellow waiting. 54. You don't see me in your nightmares, son.
Staying on the ground on 1st with Kamara. He won't go down. And some space here. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Alvin Kamara, 27 yards. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run. And one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
Will Lutz on for the point after. And it's up and good to make the score 13-3. So that drive, 4 plays. And the capper came from Alvin Kamara on the touchdown run. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This will be taken in at the 1. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Ready. 60 Pittsburgh.
They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And they give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Throwing now is Allen. And he's got the hook up to Moore. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he will not get there as they stop him short right around the 34-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to leave him with a 4th down. Here's Michael Pilardi now. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. The offense and Alvin Kamara heading back onto the field. A good job in the passing game. Decent job in the running game, but really they've been more effective through the air. We'll see if that shifts at all as this goes on.
Thus far, it feels like they're calling this game in reverse. Normally you run to set up the pass. Here it feels like they're passing, hoping to set up the run and be more effective later on in the game.
Yeah, you can do it both ways. We usually talk about it in the reverse, however.
No doubt about it.
Ready? 95-56, 95-56.
Focus, defense, focus.
Throwing on 1st down is Breeze. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Well, partner, let's look league-wide for a second and think playoffs here. I'm going to give you some teams, and you tell me if they still have a chance at the AFC wild card, or are they just waiting till next year? How about Cleveland at 4 and 6?
They're actually getting hot right now, but I still don't see them getting there and being in the playoffs.
Okay, same division. Steelers, they're 5 and 5 right now.
Yeah, I think the loss to Cleveland finished off that run.
Also 5 and 5, the Titans.
They actually have a chance if they stick to what they do best, and that's run the football. They'll have to chase down Indianapolis and Houston in their own division.
Okay, lastly, I'm going to ask the question because they've talked about it. How about the 3 and 7 Jets?
Who's they and why?
Not you and I.
Okay, I was about to say, why? No.
Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion. Shotgun now for Breeze. And he finds Cook. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. The Saints 1st down there on a gain of 11.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Breeze now 9 of 17 through the air. Not a great percentage, but it is 1st and 10. Breeze now. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll make it 2nd and 12.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Ready? Check right 54. Right 54. Get ready. Get ready.
Looking to throw again on second down. Breeze. And Thomas has it. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. Really on a hole here, 3rd and 17 following the 2 negative plays. Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Here's Thomas Morstead now as he's on to punt for New Orleans. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here.
And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
54 Big stop, G. Big stop. Let's go.
Throwing on first down is Allen. And he's got McCaffrey open, complete. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. A pass for negative yardage, obviously no good. Maybe he shouldn't have thrown it, or maybe he shouldn't have caught it.
And I think we were seeing it at the same time, weren't we? Maybe you let that one go, right? Because you can see the lost yardage about to develop, but that goes against every instinct of a receiver. They're taught to catch everything. So it's really hard to be mad at him and yell at him for trying to make that play.
A final shot before half for Allen. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game as we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. And welcome, everyone, to this abridged version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. This one has been a hard-hitting affair to this point, and you got to expect we'll see more of the same in the second half. And to bring the action your way, let's get it right back out to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. This fielded at the 2. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Let's go.
Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the third quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. So Bree's going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their own 23. They start the second half with Kamara. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 18 there, and the Saints have a first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Throwing now is Breeze. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. All right, CD, let's look ahead to Week 12, the week before Thanksgiving. Hard to believe some big games. It started Thursday night, Colts-Texans, to decide who would go ahead in that division, but also Seahawks-Eagles, a game that you're going to be doing. That's a big one.
It's a monster one, and if you look at the Eagles' record, you would think they absolutely have to have it. But in the NFC East, even a loss doesn't eliminate them. But if they win, they could be neck and neck with Dallas. With Seattle, they're trying to keep pace and stay right on the heels of San Francisco in the NFC West. How about Dallas at New England? That's a big-time game. The Cowboys trying to maintain their lead in the NFC East. New England just one loss. And Green Bay at San Francisco. That game got flexed to Sunday night and deserved to be. That could be one of the better ones we'll see this year.
Yeah, that's a trio of games that is very, very strong this weekend. Open man is Michael Thomas. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 41-yard line.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 41. Now flags will come in. And I think this is against the Saints up front. Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Switch it, switch it, switch it. Come on, switch it.
Following the penalty, it's Kamara. And Kamara has it stripped.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
Set. 95-56. Here we go. Let's bring it. Let's go. Let's bring it. Let's bring it. Set.
They run it for the first time with a backup Murray. And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. This time able to hold on to the football, but not much room to run.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Yellow lady. 54. Mike 54.
Now Breeze on 3rd down. Well, the two men come together, and it's incomplete. Excellent work defensively, brings up 4th down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one. They spot it on the midfield stripe. So it is a 60-yard attempt here. And this won't get there. Won't be on line either. It's no good. Off to the right. And this score will stay right where it is. So it's an empty possession, and as a kicker, not the way you want to start your day's work.
And now each team's missed a field goal here so far, Brandon. So apparently, neither guy is immune.
The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Well, they tried the field goal from just inside of 70 yards. It missed, and now this offense set up nicely at midfield. From midfield, here's Allen. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cameron Jordan getting him once again, his 3rd sack of the afternoon. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you, because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play, because that's been an issue for them in this game. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. This is McCaffrey. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Airing it out for Olsen. It's caught inside the 25. A big gain of 38 there on 3rd down.
They're still looking for their first touchdown of the game, and for a second, I thought they had it right there.
Looking on the sideline, it's finally good to see nods of approval. It's a welcome sign of life that this offense needed. So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Moore. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. A gain of 6 there on 1st. Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. McCaffrey on the counter. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
The 3rd down run gets them nothing.
Usually the offense has an answer to anything a defense throws at them, including a safety valve, and that's what they did on that play. They went there, but the defense still made an excellent play and held them to no gain.
So on 4th down, Ron Rivera sends out the field goal unit. And his kick is good. And they will cut the lead back down to a touchdown now at 13-6. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
this game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Alvin Kamara and the Saints set to start their next drive. He is knocking on the door for 100 yards in this ball game.
And it's so important. It doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal. Just short of it, a little bit over. A little bit over feels better to everyone. Offensive line, running back, team totals. Just something magical about breaking that barrier.
He's right there on the doorstep now. So Brees going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. A man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Kamara again. Takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain.
When we talk about Luke Kuechly, you can't talk about his overall game without talking about his intelligence and how he controls the whole defense. He quarterbacks that defense, and at times will actually make checks, just like a quarterback would on offense to get them into the right defense. They definitely were on that play. How about that finish? Holding that to a minimal gain.
Brees, a quick throw out to Thomas. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25.
They threw the screen to the perimeter, but to no benefit at all. Tackled behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of yardage.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Now flags will come in. And I think this is against the Saints up front. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5.
Still 3rd down.
This 3rd down just got even more difficult. 3rd down and 15 after the false start. And the blitz does come. And that is incomplete. There was the pressure you were talking about, force the incompletion.
And it doesn't always have to end in a sack, does it? Sometimes you can make a good play by forcing the incompletion with the pressure.
Here's Thomas Morstead now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Panthers offense here, they get ready to head back on the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super tough.
They'll try to get the running game going with McCaffrey. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. The Panthers have the first. It's a gain of 12.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. And on that go-around, the offense won the challenge. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
Check right, check right. Check go.
Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. Gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. 11 yards and a Panther first down.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with a football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Allen now looks to throw. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. Cameron Jordan, who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Out of the pistol, McCaffrey, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Really in a hole here, 3rd and 17 following the 2 negative plays. So the shotgun snap to Allen. And he's got him. Got his man on the end round. Complete. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. Here's Michael Pilardi now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
So Brees going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their own 16. Off the play fake to Kamara, it's Brees. That'll be complete to Cook. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Brees going to throw. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 10 yards, good for his Saints, 1st down.
Well, that was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
On 1st down, Brees. And brought in by the tight end Cook.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Again, they'll throw with Breeze. Over the middle, it's Jared Cook. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down.
12 yards there, good for a Saints first down.
Like so many tight ends nowadays, they have no problem at all putting him in the slot and letting him go to work, and that's a nice pitch and catch right there for a first down.
Breeze going to come up here, 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Here's Breeze. He gets it to Thomas. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect.
65, 65.
Kamara. And he'll get about 5 here as he'll take this down inside the 20-yard line.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time.
Now Breeze. This time for Smith, and it's intercepted. Picked up by James Bradbury. He's at the 40, past the 20. And he will bring this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Panther touchdown.
Going the other way.
So a pick 6 there out of the nickel package. They went with 5 DBs.
Almost becoming the base package in the NFL is the nickel. Hard to throw against. That was demonstrated one more time. A pick 6 going the other way.
Extra point attempt to come here. It's right through, and we are now tied at 13. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. All square now at 13 all as he sends this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Saints coming out now to take the field. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So that didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position, not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
So Breeze going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The throw over the middle taken in.
And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, You're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
To throw again on second down. Breeze. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. Give him 7 on the play, and that is going to set up a 3rd and 1. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
Ready? 95-56, 95-56. Let's go, tight end. Let's go right here now.
They'll run here. It's Murray. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Here's Thomas Morstead now. He's been terrific so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And a nice job here on special teams. This will be down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt.
Ready. 60 or. Check.
The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10, right around the 9-yard line. Demario Davis, who was the Saints' leading tackler in his first year in New Orleans, in on the stop.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
From the 9, here's 2nd and 9. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes if you got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end. And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, touch and timing are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
Here's Michael Pilardi now as he's on to punt for Carolina. Harris now to return. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And out trots Jared Cook with the rest of his offensive mates. And we see here the productivity certainly has decreased from the start of the game, but sometimes people forget these tight ends, they can do more than just catch the football.
That is so true, because now when things start to happen and you're not getting the ball as much, maybe you change your focus on the game. Maybe you become a very good decoy. Maybe you block a little bit more. But sometimes you have such a great first half, you expect it to continue to roll, and it doesn't just happen that easily in the second.
Now, they have been able to shut him down, at least as of late.
Come get some. Come on.
Breeze now on first down. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. 10 yards, good for his Saints first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. Shaq Thompson on the tackle that time.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
All right. Let's go, G. Let's go. Let's get there.
Breeze now. Thomas has got it. Complete. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Didn't they tell us in our meetings that they needed to account for him on each and every play?
You think? A guy of his caliber? So how does a guy like him get that wide open?
That usually means there's a tire breakdown on what the coverage was. That everyone thought they were doing something, and they were supposed to be doing something else. But bottom line is, no matter what, you have to know where he is and cover him on every play.
2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. So a big one coming now for Will Lutz. This to break our 4th quarter time. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. You talk about a big kick under pressure in the 4th quarter. I mean, that wasn't like a 33-yarder. That was long distance.
Not only does it show the faith that they have in him, but also remember, if they'd missed that one, they're giving up the ball near midfield, so they had to be very confident that he was going to put that one through the post.
Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Carolina getting set to take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
On the set. March by 4. Let's go, tackle. Let's go. We got this. We got this. Ready?
First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes. Cameron Jordan, my goodness, make that now 5 sacks for him in this ball game. Really, really turning in an incredible performance.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Here's Allen to throw it. He'll drop it off to McCaffrey. Call it a pickup of 7, and they'll be facing a 3rd and 12. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd. And that will be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Here's Michael Pilardi now as he's on to punt for Carolina. Harris to return. 49-yard punt, 5 on the return. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Shotgun now for Breeze.
And his throw is incomplete.
Jared Cook, the tight end, was the target. And it's 3rd down.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Breeze now to throw.
They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 12 yards there, good for a Saints 1st down.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on 3rd down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively, a backbreaker.
Ready. Yellow waiting. Yellow waiting. Mike is 59. Mike is 59. Me and you all day.
Breeze now on 1st down.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Ready.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
Oh, here we go. Oh,
Now Breeze again.
And this is a catch by Ted Ginn.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
I got it.
Again, it's Breeze.
And that is incomplete. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that they pick up a 1st down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Here's Thomas Morstead now as he's on to punt for New Orleans.
And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin them back.
And the Panthers coming out now.
Now, if you're a fan of punting, and I know that not many people are, but this game kind of turning into one for you.
Well, it's okay if it's a skills contest, right? We're really into it then, but not during the course of an actual game. This has turned into a field position game, though. Sometimes a better punter may actually determine the outcome.
On first down, Allen. Wright's got it. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 13 yards, first down, Panthers.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
Now a play fake here on first down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Greg Olsen was the intended target, and now it's second down.
Looked like he had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. And who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
Well, the window of opportunity is always going to be small in the NFL. That's why those quarterbacks who make quick decisions and have quick releases have the most success in this league.
To throw on second and 10. Allen looking sideline, incomplete. He was looking for Jarius Wright that time. And it's third down.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a third and 10.
You can't block me. You can't block me.
Allen to throw once more. And they've got the hook up. This is Olsen. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's fourth down.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check-down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he could scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
Here's Michael Pilardi now as he's on to punt for Carolina. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Out is the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. So Bree's going to lead the Saints up here, first and 10 at the 20. Here's Breeze to throw. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And it'll be second and 12. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're either throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away, throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a bigger play. There's really no one else running a pattern that should be open.
Second and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards. To throw is Breeze. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. Give him 9 on the play, and that's going to bring up a third down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Ready. Yellow waiting. Right there. 54 Mike. Rip left. Rip left.
Here's Kamara, try to run for it. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's fourth down.
The run defense, they have been porous at times today, but not that last go-around.
No, they really tightened it up, didn't they? They finally got themselves a win because all game long we've seen them get gashed. This time they played their responsibilities, played their keys, and made a nice stop.
Here's Thomas Morstead now as he's on to punt for New Orleans. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here.
And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Allen now on 1st down. Open man is Samuel, complete. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the 1st down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. So the shotgun snap to Allen. Complete to right. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 14 yards, good for a Panther 1st down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Throwing on 1st down is Allen. And he'll dump this off to his running back, McCaffrey. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line.
That's what I'm talking about.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
So not quite a 1st down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard.
Back to you. Mike 54. Mike 54. You ain't going nowhere.
Ready?
McCaffrey, and an alley to run. He's got the 1st down here inside the 30. And finally taken down at the 20-yard line. That one good for 26 and a 1st down.
We saw it at Stanford. It does not surprise me to see it here in the NFL as well. This is one elusive young man.
He set the NCAA record in 2015, 3,864 all-purpose yards.
Listen, after watching that move, I just called for the trainer. I think I pulled a hammy just watching him.
Here we go. Set. 10-2 start. You ain't got nothing. You ain't got nothing.
Operating from the red zone now. Allen is going to find his running back. It's complete. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and that'll make this a 2nd down. That 1st down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you. Fight.
Now Allen gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
The Panthers got to go quickly. They're moving with a sense of urgency right now. Allen to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Cameron Jordan in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also third down. To throw is Allen. And he's got his man on the out route. That pass play good for 7, but it still brings up a 4th and goal. He got out of bounds. That's a good thing, but still short of the first.
And now, since this brings up 4th down, the defensive play caller, grab your nerves, because now you don't want to be so amped up that you give them a first down by getting out of your lanes, but you also don't want to just lay back and let them have it easily.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. And his kick is good. And with a little more than a minute to go, we are all tied. So a big kick to get this back to even. Yet now the worry is, did you leave too much time on the clock? Because another field goal the other way, that does you in.
You're exactly right. You didn't get it to overtime yet. So now as a defense, you've got to think to yourself, you can't play prevent defense and just give up big chunks of yardage in front of you, but you also can't let anyone behind you. So you sit right on the line between the two, play the best defense you can, and not make it easy for them to move the ball downfield.
So here comes the kickoff now, all even here in this 4th quarter. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. And now the Saints get set to trot out there. They've got work to do, but they do still have a bit of time here.
And they've got to feel comfortable with that, but they have all their play sequences called. If they get out of bounds, that allows them to huddle and call another play. But if they don't, it's hurry up to the line of scrimmage and either spike it and stop the clock or continue to move it downfield in order to try and get in range and win this game.
See if they can do just that.
Ready. 5-9.
Right there, 54 Mike. Get your swerve on.
To throw is Breeze. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Back to throw, Breeze. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. He was trying to get it to his running back, Alvin Kamara, and it'll bring up 3rd down. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark, really, start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Here's Breeze. Out of the backfield, that's complete to Kamara. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. He'll get 15 and a Saints first down. Huge first down, gotta hurry.
Yeah, now they have to get up there, get set, and then spike it.
First down now, but that clock rolling. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game.
Ready. Yellow waiting.
54. Line 54. Check back.
Ready, set.
Breeze to throw. They'll let this go for the end zone. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down.
Now they're just trying to do anything possible to try and get the ball downfield and get into field goal range.
And with that clock dwindling, they felt the need to take a pretty big shot there. Unfortunately, couldn't complete it. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now Breeze. On the check down, he finds Kamara. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. As they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game.
Ready. 5-8, 5-8. 54 Mike. Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
Off the play fake to Kamara, it's Breeze. And brought in by the tight end Cook. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. 12 yards there, good for a Saints first down.
The previous play is under review. After review of the play.
So the challenge comes in inside of 2 minutes, and it gets overturned.
And it changes the whole format of what's about to happen because both sides had thought a certain call had been made. Now they have to flip back and start over.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. A run, it's Murray. And he will cross the 30 down to the 29-yard line. In on the tackle there, Luke Kuechly. And we are set for a great finish as that timeout comes in with 2 seconds to go in this football game. So it all rests now on the right leg of Will Lutz. 2 seconds on the clock, this for the win. And we will get a timeout with 2 ticks left. So it all rests now on the right leg of Will Lutz. 2 seconds on the clock. This for the win. And it's good. He got it. He missed his lone attempt earlier, but he connects when it matters most. And Bourbon Street, it'll be alive tonight. The Saints have won it. Well, a little drama there at the end, but really this thing was already decided. The late points get scored, and then it ends on the kickoff.
And I'm right there with you, partner. At the end of the game, they knew what they had to do. Just make sure you don't cough up the football at the end. Just take care of it, and victory was theirs, and that's exactly what they did.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. The Saints are winners here as we say so long from New Orleans.